Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hollow Knight. On the last episode, we explored more of the Crystal Peak, and got ourselves this lovely Crystal Dash that we can do by holding down LT, sends us flying. And on this episode, we're going to be exploring more of the Crystal Peak, and see what we can find using this new ability. We'll probably finish up exploring in this episode. Although I should probably let you know, this audio from me was actually recorded after I did the episode, because the first time I did it, I found out after recording that the mic hadn't been picking up anything, which is just lovely and exactly what you want to find after that. But oh well. So, hopefully, next episode we will have both the game audio working and the mic audio working, and then we can be back to the status quo, really, because we had it before. But with the first thing that we want to do with this new ability is head over towards the left-hand side and go to the lower of those two tunnels that we can see leading off. And we couldn't go along either of them because we didn't have this crystal dash. So these guys, as usual, you want to be careful. Their lasers can be quite dangerous. And so yeah, we want to go into this lower one and then just dash. Slam into the wall, and here we have these lasers to do a bit of a timing thing with, and yeah, I'm not particularly good at this part, and it's not particularly easy, this first group of them. There's a few more of them, and I'm just feeling really impatient, I suppose, so it's not great, but oh well. You just gotta wait for the right moment. They glow a little bit before they're about to fire, and when they're doing that, that's not actually dangerous. You can still go through those, but it's just to warn you. I have a much easier time with this next one, and then this last one is honestly I think the easiest out of the three of them. You just do it after the last one's about to go, and so yeah, there's that upper passage that we'll take on the way back. But first we're going to go into this room filled with crystals and get ourselves the Deep Focus Charm. Let's have a look at that. Naturally formed within a crystal over a long period, draws in soul from the surrounding air. The bearer will focus soul at a slower rate, but the healing effect will double. I mean, the theory is that it's alright, but for 4 slots, it's really rather expensive, and it takes twice as long, and for a lot of people, they're focusing in battle when you don't have that time to spare. Now, if you pair it with the Quick Focus Charm, then you are getting 2 masks at the regular speed of a normal focus, but that's 7 slots just for that part of your charm outfit. It's usually regarded as not particularly good. Ow. Yeah, no, I was getting hit quite a lot in this episode, purely because of my kind of just shoddy work and impatience. But here we're going to head up to this tiny room in between these two that we haven't been to. But yeah, overall the Deep Focus Charm, not particularly good. Even there I was down to 1 mask, but no fault other than myself. I'm just being, foolish really. Luckily we're going to farm some soul essence off of these two, since they're not particularly hard to do so with. Although they will eventually die to the Defender's Crest, because that, of all things, does pierce through their armor. Those things can also be a little bit tricky, but we're nearly back up to full health, so it's really no problem. And here we have a bench with someone on it. And here we have the Defender's Crest is making ticks on it, which seems to point towards it being an enemy. Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, we're gonna hit it and get it up. I have no idea if you can actually take it out by just sitting there and having the Defender's Crest take it over until it's very low on HP. I doubt it works, but it could work. But anyway, this is the Crystal Guardian, the boss of the Crystal Peak. And yes, you do have to beat it to use that bench. And as you saw before, you can't even bounce on it, on its head to do damage, because the crystal blocks it. But there we go, took it out, and it jumped through the ceiling. Fantastic. But we've got a bench, we've updated our map. That is basically everything. Can't go up there, too high. And with that, we're back to areas that we've already explored. So, not much for us left to do around here. So now we're gonna head back. I think we're gonna head back to Dirtmouth in order to see what Sly has for us in his shop. Oh no, that's not true. There's one more thing that we can do here in Crystal Creek. There's one more thing, which actually is going to take up the rest of the episode, because I forgot about it ahead of time. I thought we were going to go to other areas in this, but then I forgot about this this small thing. So we're going to head down to the bottom right-hand corner, just above where the bench is there. And we went into the room before, but we couldn't do anything. But this time, since we have our Crystal Dash, we can do something about that. Get the updated entry for that, but we're not going to look at it right now. It's not really necessary, so we head down again. Go, hop down. Yes, it's, yep, in here. Okay. So we can go along this part just normally as we did before. Although we can use our Crystal Dash to get a little bit further. I don't like how just hitting the bottom of that will stop you in your tracks. It's a bit annoying. And those things that fire crystals at you, I have a lot of trouble with them this episode, and I don't know why. But then again, I'm just having a lot of trouble this episode. I really don't know what the reason for that is, but there you go. So, we use our dash to get over there. And here we are. I've got a soul totem over here to get all that back, which is lovely. And go in. Oh, and a cracky floor. And a wall that we can't do anything about. Well, you know what this means. Slam it. And here I'm trying to slide down the wall in order to make sure I don't miss anything, but it's alright. I just sort of get hit off it, and there was nothing there to begin with. But here we are in the crystallized mound, and we've got a bunch of these platforms and these enemies. Everyone's favorite. Realistically, there is no reason to fight these two. You should really just go past. But if you're like me and an idiot, then you're gonna take 6 hits off of just those 2 enemies because you're a moron. But at least they're gone, and we had enough soul to get back a good half of our health. So now we've got this, and even this I'm having trouble with. I really don't know what's going on with me, but oh well. Like, none of this should really be a problem. Like this guy, at least you can just farm soul essence off, because they will not move as long as you stay within that range. They just won't. So very easy to get the old health back. There we go, and then take it out with that. Easy enough. Slide down here, jump across, ignore it, or just destroy it, I suppose, and take another hit. Haven't seen one of those little boulders in a while. And here we go along here for another soul totem, which is nice, just in case you've lost any health, like I did. Yeah, if you fail that platform, you can just jump back to where you were, so it's fine. So if we go over here, that's the way you're supposed to go. So of course we're going to go the complete opposite direction. Jump over here, and despite the lack of sounds, a grub has been hiding here. It just didn't make any of those telltale sounds that they normally do. So jump down here. Remember that hitting those platforms will switch them back. It's important to remember that. Break that. And here we have Free Me. Got one of those snail shamans that we saw before. Well, if it says free him. Oh. Here we have the Descending Dark. Tap B while holding down to strike the earth with a burst of power. This is our first instance of a upgraded spell, and so now it does more damage on impact, and it sends out another shockwave, as well as making you invincible for longer. So yeah, it's a direct upgrade to it, and it consumes the same amount of soul. And yes, there is an upgrade for the Vengeful Spirit as well, but we can't get it just yet. We technically have the tools to do so, but not exactly. In fact, well, you'll see probably next episode. But for now we're going to head back to Dirtmouth, because if you remember, we got that shopkeeper's key, and I think we know who that belongs to. So we'll go and get that to him, if we can survive this dumb crystal fly. Apparently not. That's 4 hits off that one enemy. Well done me. But yeah, just head back to Dirtmouth, really. And it is strange that they give you such a horizontally centered ability in quite a vertical area. It's hard to use it here to travel great distances or anything. I mean, you can, but it's mostly walls that you're going to be hitting. And, blimey, that was a good shot. Yep, take him out. There we go. Nearly out. Well, I mean, we're nearly back to the crossroads. There's no stag station in the Crystal Peak, which does hurt to have, or rather to not have sometimes, a shortcut to the inner parts of it. You gotta go through the whole thing every time. But here we are back in the crossroads, and we'll just make our way up to Dirtmouth. Yeah, we're good to go this way. And so just up and up. I wonder what this the shopkeeper's key is gonna get us back in Sly's shop. See, here would be a good room to use the crystal dash, if not for the enemies along the ground, because yeah, it will stop if it bumps into them, and you will still take the damage, so you've got to be careful with that. But here is a good one where you could use it and there'd be no real problem with it. So yeah, just go along there and go up the chain and pop out. You know the way.
Oh.
And go in. Sly, buddy, we found your key. What do you have there? Why, that's the key to my storeroom. I thought I'd lost it for good. Did you find it in those old mines, perhaps? Very curious. I've no idea how it ended up in such a remote place. Very honest of you to return it to me, yes, very kind. Now that I can open my old storeroom up, I can sell you some of the rare stock that's been gathering dust in there. These items may be a little time-worn, but they still retain their full market value. Very precious stuff. Take a look. So he's got another mask shard and a soul fragment. He says it's the last mask fragment he has. The elegant key, the heavy blow, and spin master. We're going to get the elegant key for something I'll show you next episode, and we'll grab the. Let's have a look. Nope, they're both empty, so we'll get both of them. We'll get the mask shard and the soul fragment, and there you go. That's the start of a new one. So on our way to having 8 of them, and of course he's got one more. Because he said it was his last one, it wasn't, and now he's charging even more for this one. Fantastic. Well, we're not buying it, we'll get the vessel fragment. And there we go, on our way to having a second mini one on the side. Shall we... Yeah, well, let's grab heavy blow, I guess, as well. We won't use it, it just increases the knockback of your nail blows, but in order to have it, we'll grab it anyway. It's only 350. And yeah, that. Oh, actually, yes, that's right. We did forget one thing in the Crystal Peak, so hopefully we're gonna be able to hurry and get that before the episode is over. And yeah, gonna look for a shortcut over here, but you can't do it from this side. You have to do it from the other side, but from the inside, basically. So we're going to rush back to the Crystal Peak because there is one thing I forgot very foolishly. we go, using the dash properly, although I believe, yeah, smashes into that guy there. That's alright though, that's okay. Then jump over that one, and then use it. There we go. Yeah, no, that's not the right way. You gotta go down first, then go along. This is actually the entrance with Milo in it. Let's see if she's doing alright. It sounds like she's back to mining. Let's go say hi. Oh. Oh. He wants to hurt us now. Just another show of the illness that's taking over the place. This, whatever's happening to them, well, no one's safe, really. Got her too. Luckily, we can grab this Rancid Egg on the bright side, so it's not all bad. So there we go, and hop down. And yeah, we're back in the Crystal Peak. I was in a bit of a rush with this one because we were getting near to the episode deadline. I had somewhere to be, and yeah. So it gets a little bit sloppy, but we're gonna make our way to the upper of the two passages on the left-hand side, because we did the lower one before, and for some reason I forgot there was anything important in the top one. I thought it was just another way out, which is useful, but not really something that I necessarily have to show. But there is actually something there, and so I do want to show it in this episode. Make our way through the room full of these things again. Wonderful. Yeah, getting hit a lot, like I said, very sloppy this episode. That's one half of just these guys. Really, really poor, honestly. This is where Cornifer was. So if we Crystal Dash from here, keep going. This room is completely empty, to be honest. Pretty pointless. And keep going. Boost along here. Yeah, you don't want to boost too far on that last one, because otherwise you'll slam into the wall and fall into the crystals, just like with that one. But it's just a bit of wall jumping and crystal dashing. Teach you how to use it on the walls, I suppose, and then you want to go down here with these guys, which, as we all know, I love fighting so much. Completely missed with that one, and nearly died to that. And down here we have a grub. Also, it seems it's actually a grub mimic. And because I'm extremely low on health, for only the second time in this series I do actually die here, which is pretty poor, and I was very annoyed about that. So what happens is basically there's a breakable wall behind the grub mimic, and behind that is the actual grub. So that is it for this episode. Sorry for all the problems that we've been having recently, but hope you still enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.